Welcome to Insecure Season 5, Episode 5, the live recap. I have my girl Ashley, Jessica
What's
Ratchet with the new hair color.
Jessica
Hey, girl.
Ratchet in the house? I got my mama's moo on since this was a Black Mama episode. We
Girl.
here.
Boom.
I'm here for
Exactly.
it.
It's giving what it's supposed to have gave with the Momo. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Comfort, girl, comfort.
Hey, we can only see this anyway. I'm burning the fuck up in this turtleneck right now, child, next to this
Bitch,
goddamn
I'm hot
radiator.
too.
I bet you it's hot, but I was
And
not
I'm
finna put on
breezy.
no damn strapless bra. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm just put on a goddamn turtle." Hey, MD Terp, he says, "Looking lovely as always." Let's get into it. That damn Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Okay, hey, season.
Hi.
Speaking of Lawrence, I have to say, there was somebody else doing what? Sucking and fucking, sucking and fucking, sucking and fucking, sucking and fucking. I was like, hey, sucking and fucking, sucking and fucking. I just knew that it was Issa finally hey Karina, about to get some loving, some sucking and fucking and sucking and fucking.
Oh my
But it was
God.
Molly. I wasn't mad at Molly
Really?
though. Hey, Michelle. Okay, because this episode was a little heavy. Let's just talk. Okay, I have two comments about Molly. Number one, yes. Yes, Molly. Okay, yes.
Girl, what are they there for if not to ride their fucking face?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Here we
Absolutely.
go.
Put it in, Molly. You know what the fuck it is.
Hey, Trey Lovely blogs. I keep saying bigs. It's blogs. This whole time I've been saying it wrong. But here's the other part. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna have to. Yes, Michelle says I was expecting the guy from the beach. I was expecting that too, but apparently
I don't even remember the guy from the beach. That wasn't the guy from the beach?
No, because the guy from the beach had the little curly top. He had the little
This
curly.
is a little light skin. This is a little chocolate thing in the bed.
Yeah. We don't know who he
for
is.
her, right?
Yes, she has a roster. She said, "I'm here to mingle. I'm single." Molly spell said spell.
Drop themselves.
Yes. Molly said spell my name. You know, she was feeling herself, Molly. But here's where I take, and hey, Jessica, here's where I start to take issue. I feel like there's always this kind of like guilt that women are expected to feel when they're getting their second and fuck on. It was like, how was it that the takeaway from that was, oh, I was screwing some stranger when my mother was having a stroke? Literally, one has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
Just like Lawrence was sucking and fucking and sucking and fucking and sucking and fucking while his baby was down there screaming his goddamn head off across the state. It was no problem. Lawrence wasn't sitting up there feeling guilty about sucking and fucking. So why is it that women always have to? Why does the takeaway always have to be women? You should not feel good about sucking and fucking and sucking and fucking and sucking and fucking. Who cares if it's a stranger, if it's a longtime person? Why does there always have to be the element of shame? Or am I looking too much into it? You guys in the comments, let me know what you think. Now, for the record, Ash, Trey says cosign on the writing. But what did you guys think about just Molly getting her swerve on and kind of how it almost became a matter of shame almost for her? What do you think? I'll start off with you, Season.
Well, first of all, I'm proud of her. Let's just be clear on that. I wouldn't have known that wasn't the guy from the beach if y'all didn't tell me. But to me, that makes it even better. Go, Molly. Get your swerve on. As far as how things boiled down for her to, oh my God, my mama having a stroke and here I am getting my stroke on. Like, I just think that's, I mean, I think she was just being extra. And I think, there's just always this war against women and feeling sexual and they want us to be feminine. They want us to definitely like work towards pleasing men and this and that. But when it comes to our actual sexuality, what we like, what we don't like, who we want to do it with, that's always being called to the carpet. But the older you get and the more confident you get, those feelings come and go. I think it's normal to just get in that mood like, damn, I should really be settling down right now. I shouldn't be doing this shit, but that stuff comes and goes. I think it's normal, and I'm not surprised that she felt that way, given the
Yeah.
circumstances.
I mean, I think ultimately when you want to be settled down, you're going to, no matter what kind of liberated feelings you might have on these separate occasions, it's probably going to circle back around to, damn, I really don't want to be out here doing this shit. I want to be settled down and I want to be married, et cetera, et cetera. But still, I just can't help but notice the way that it is always pushed on women when you always have, you can't have that moment of like freedom and liberation without that element of like, okay, I should feel guilty about this somewhere. It always comes hand in hand. That train is never late. Hey Oracle 684. Michelle says that's kind of normal when your parents get sick. Been there. Also, she feels responsible for her family. I agree. Ashley, I'll let you chime in a second. When it comes, MD Terp says, when it comes to societal norms, daughters always tend to have more feelings of shame and guilt when it comes to those things. So it was very real for Molly to feel that way. I completely agree. I do think that it was definitely realistic. Sometimes I just wish that things that are realistic weren't actually like how it always comes out. Krista says, I think the news of her mom put a damper on it, but I'm happy she was able to please herself instead of putting too much pressure into it. Absolutely. Ash, what is, oh wait, Trey Lovely Blog says patriarchal and misogynistic. Ooh, these SAT words. Sexual standards. Women are constantly being policed and forced to stifle their urges. Ain't that the truth? Okay, Ash, your take on it.
Trey said exactly what I wanted to say. Women are just always policed. That's just it. No matter what we do, if we're not fucking and sucking out here in these streets, we're a prude, we're a lame. If we are fucking and sucking out in these streets, we a hoe, we a tramp. You know, so it's like no matter what a woman does, she's always gonna have that underlining guilt because everything she does is policed. So for Molly, I completely think that was a moment. You know, your mom is in this bed, you're seeing her this way, you're feeling like, you know, you should have done more to make her more proud of you or more happy for her. You know, like it happens with all of us. But I do agree that there is this pressure that's put on women to be the responsible one, right? Because we see this is a story that plays out. This is a story that's playing out in my life. You know, my grandmother is in her 90s. She requires care, and the one that shows up is the daughter. The son has, you know, no real responsibility when it comes to the mother's care. He just comes and goes. You know, that you see that in a lot of Black families where the daughter, no matter the age, right? No matter the age, she takes on a certain level of part of the patriarchy of the family because she's responsible for the health care of it. So yeah, this is a Black women's story, true to form. We all been there. We all probably gonna be there, you know, because it's just not that same expectation put on men when it comes to healthcare of the family. It's just not. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because let me kind of think about like make a contrast between this and like Queen Sugar. I think Queen Sugar likes to interrogate some of these preconceived notions. I think they did a brilliant job interrogating the notion of Black male intimacy that's not sexual and a number. I could go down the list. And I don't think that Insecure really interrogates those things. I think they kind of just lay it out there like it is what it is, and then but not without making any kind of like push back on it. And I think this was one of those things where it didn't interrogate that part, at least the sexuality part. It interrogated maybe the part about, well, you're not less worthy or you're not less, proud or somebody to be proud of. But I do think at least that specific area of sexuality was not interrogated. It was just like, yeah, you were out there kind of hoeing around a little bit, but you're still great otherwise, you know, and it's kind of like, other than that, you're still pretty good, you know. Going back up to what Michelle said, she said, I missed it. Okay, sorry, I missed it. But yeah, so, okay, enough about that. But let's actually talk about what happened at the hospital. So, Season, I said this, I know for some reason I got to always come back to, well, Season is the nurse, right? I'm sure there's nurse. Yeah.
If you did not know, she is an RN.
Season is the nurse. She's an RN. A licensed nurse, licensed medical professional. Okay. So I know there are things that have to been triggering for you, right? But one of the things that I thought they tried to handle it. I mean, I think they did handle it with some humor, as much humor as you can have in a situation where somebody's family has been told that their loved one is going to pass away. So I don't know, maybe that wasn't appropriate to put any humor in that, but it definitely to me, and maybe I don't know if it was intentional or not, kind of brought up the whole issue of medical racism, like the fact that people will be so careless to go bring a whole another family of black people, like, yeah, you must be, this must be your loved one. I mean, it's traumatizing, and stuff like that. And I think that happens. I mean, maybe not to that extreme, but I think that medical racism is a thing, the lack of care that people take when it comes to just even distinguishing between different people. But I'm sure, Season, what you pretty much picked up on was Molly's whole WebMD thing. So Season, what was just your reaction to just the medical care part of what Molly's mom was going through?
Girl, I rolled my eyes so damn hard. I was so irritated. From the doctor coming out, not verifying who he was speaking to, bringing him to the wrong damn room, and then everybody just standing there dumb, looking stupid. Like, it all got on my nerves. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what would never happen in no hospital, but that was so far fetched for me that I was just like, okay, this is TV, this is a comedy, it's a little sitcom or whatever. So I got over that part. As far as the WebMD part, I mean, let me just say something, okay, about black people, okay?
Oh God.
Now, this is actually like supported by studies and statistics. When it comes to the black community and you got sick family members, it is typically the women or the daughters who be up in there showing they ass. Now, Molly was very, she was cool. I would not have had any issue with someone like that. Oh, rerun the test. Like, girl, we ain't finna rerun these tests. But I'm just,
Right.
but there's nothing wrong with being informed, trying to read up on things. And I thought the nurse handled it pretty well. Like, oh, okay, you on MD, you on WebMD. That's cute, but we still got a protocol and a way of doing things around here. So ask away, but you're not really gonna change much as far as your care for your mother. And then just the whole like I Molly's behavior, really, I had no issue with it. It was that whole doctor bringing them to the wrong room, that just turned me off, and I was turned off of all the fucking hospital scenes until they said that woman had a stroke before. Then I was like, oh God, here so yeah, as a medical professional, a lot of that shit wouldn't have happened. But Molly, look, you guys, if you have a family member that's in the hospital, or if you feel any type of way, there's nothing wrong with being informed. They are, but at the end of the day, you are going to have to place some type of trust in the medical professionals, especially if you are there under emergency circumstances. So, but always advocate for yourself. Risa, you're right about medical racism. Like, I don't think that was the case with the doctor. I just think it was more of him being a dummy. But like, I know how it is, but I was just like, all those scenes was like,
Yeah, and Trey is definitely one of you. Like, he's like, Trey is like irritated with just the doctor or whatever. But I mean, to your point, Season, it's absolutely appropriate to advocate for your loved one. You have to, especially as Black people. It's not something to be too shy about, because you just have to speak up, particularly with a person who's unconscious. But I think what is important is that, number one, people have to be transparent with their loved ones about their medical issues, because how can people really advocate for you if they're in the dark about what your medical history is? I mean, I understand you don't want to tell everybody and their mama, but I thought it was completely inappropriate And I'm like, this has my mom written all over it. Thank God she hasn't had
Yeah.
anything like this season. We have the same mom and dad. But Ashley, what was your just reaction to the revelation for Molly that her mom had a stroke and her mom told her dad not to tell anybody? I mean, what are your thoughts about that? And you guys in the comments chime in as well.
I would. Oh, I would cuss my mama out,
I would
y'all.
cuss her out.
I was trying to think of maybe, like maybe you wouldn't. No, I would absolutely 1,000% cuss my mama out, because how dare you? Because at the end of your life, the person that's taking care of you is gonna be me.
Yeah.
I'm here to help. I'm not here to, like, I understand the idea of you not wanting your child to worry. I'm not a mother yet, but I can understand and sympathize with the idea that, you're not here to put your child through worries. You're here to let them be a child, right? But this is not a child. This is a grown woman who has her own body that she's taking care of and is clearly taking good care of it in that dress, because ma'am was snatched. So she clearly knows something about taking care of herself. Why would you think you don't need to tell them or share with them? Like, how unstable do you think your kids really are, where you're not going to let them know you had a stroke? Like, we're not saying you stubbed your toe, girl. You had a whole stroke. This is why that I need to be informed. Yes, there's no question. They were out of pocket. The dad was out of pocket. Don't give me that. Don't. And it made me even more infuriated. The fact that the dad was like, well, don't be mad at your mom. She just didn't want you to know. Well, then you're awake. Let me cuss you out then. And I'll wait for her to wake up. Don't do that. I think it's crazy to keep that type of information away from your children. Like, come on, especially if they're over the age of 30. Come on. Like, they were out of line. They were out of line.
My theory is, a lot of times people say, I don't want you to worry. What they really mean is, I don't want you to worry me. I don't want you to hold me accountable for the lifestyle changes that I need to make, because I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? And so they want to be able to go through without anybody hounding them or on their back. But then when you end up in the damn hospital, now it's too fucking late. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe people hounding you would have been the right thing to do.
You know, paralysis now.
Yeah, I'm not victim blame or anything like that, but I'm just saying, I think that worry is really more so it's really accountability, because people that know, oh, well, you ain't got no business doing X, Y, and Z with your condition. See, people don't want to hear that, so they just keep it quiet. That's really what it's about, if you ask me. Just Kev says, don't read WebMD. They will have you on your deathbed. The doctor bringing them to the wrong person was kind of dumb. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna give any examples of myself. But anyways, let's see.
I was on Babysitter today. Like, what the fuck is this?
See, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But I promise you, when I was pregnant, I broke up when I was pregnant too. Yeah, I'll bring him having a baby. But when I was pregnant, I was like, I am not reading no negative shit. I only tried to read like week by week what was going on, because I'm like, it will just freak me the fuck out. They had you're supposed to count the baby kicks. I was like, I'm not doing kick counts. I'm not getting no at-home Doppler. I'm not doing none of that shit, because I'm gonna be fucking paranoid, and I just won't be able to function. So you got to be careful when you try to self-diagnose shit. Let's see. Michelle says, I get that the hospital scene was exaggerated, but crazy stuff has happened. My father's doctor told my mom that he was dying in 3-minute convo in the hallway. Oh, that is just awful, Michelle. I'm sorry to hear that.
God, where hospital he at? So we don't go there.
Yeah. Trey Lovely says, you're only as sick as your secrets. That they didn't tell the family that their mom previously had a stroke was so irresponsible. The kids should know all about this so they could help. Absolutely. MD Turk, my grandfather kept a serious medical condition from my mother, and she really did cuss him out. She was furious. Let's just say he never did that again. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't see the child you raised. You do something like that.
Hello. Don't assume I'm not strong enough to handle the truth. Hiding is not only helping, it's making yes, exactly. Also, that health issue has an impact on the kids' own health info. They need to know so they can alter. Absolutely. Blood pressure,
that'd be my part. That'd be my thing. I need to know my family history and all these poor historians running around, don't know shit about shit, don't
Oh my
want to go to
goodness.
the doctor. It's like, all right, so when I'm fucking 40 with a bad heart and you like, oh, so and so, get the fuck out of here. We're, like, girl, don't. For me myself, I have let go. Like, you know what? I'm gonna ask the questions, but it is your body, it is your life. If you want to be here, if you want to be here in 5 years, 10 years, 25, do something about it. Cause even though I'm a nurse, I am not finna fucking feed you. I am not finna force you to take your do what you gotta do, baby. That's it.
Yeah.
Cause I gotta worry about myself. These parents out here be acting up.
I agree. I mean, I'm not gonna put nobody on blast. Let me just say, you grown and you just do what you gotta do. I'm not. I have my own fucking child to worry about. I got myself to worry about. I got my household to worry about. I will try to be supportive, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Okay, so you ain't got to hide nothing from me, because at the end of the day, that's gonna be on you, not on me. But MD Terp says also disturbing was Molly's parents not having their estate set. I have a living will and a last will and update when necessary. Having your end of life stuff together. Don't burden dependents with that. That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
Black folks, we got to be more transparent about our health.
Life insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Be transparent. Life insurance. A lot of times when it comes to estate planning stuff, people don't want to talk about their finances. They don't want to talk about their money. They don't want to talk about none of that shit, and it leaves a scramble. So, let's see. Oh, Krista says, sadly, families like to keep things like this in the dark so we wouldn't know our own medical history. I would wonder how much, there are so many layers of medical disparities, health disparities that we have, irrespective of socioeconomic status. I would bet that part of that has to do with the lack of transparency we have within our families about our medical history. So that's such an interesting point. Okay, so we talked about the stuff. We mentioned that Molly's mom could potentially be paralyzed. That's devastating.
Yeah.
Let me see. The mom's, I'm assuming the mom's sister, she was annoying as fuck, but she
Aunt Kiki.
Everybody got an Aunt Kiki. Okay, so
everybody got an Aunt Kiki.
I did appreciate the whole, can you text me the prayer?
Reese, that's right up your alley.
That's right up my alley, chill. Amen. Okay, I ain't got an iPhone, so I can't just do the thumbs up button, but amen, hallelujah. Okay. Now, okay, so I'm going to bring in Issa to this discussion. Now, here's where somebody is a real friend. Exchanging sex clothes.
Oh my God.
They didn't exchange drawers.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, it still got remnants of it on there.
Molly was fully clothed riding that dude's face. Okay, so
it's some shit everywhere.
It's some shit. And that's a very personal outfit she had on. Shit. It wasn't like a hoodie. It was personal with some crevices going on. I'm not anybody's friend that much. I will go to the gift shop and give you
the t-shirt.
I will go get you a t-shirt.
Totally change clothes.
I would exchange clothes.
Well,
it's not like your pussy juice is touching my pussy juice. It ain't like that.
Y'all, that's what y'all just said. That's what I was thinking. Y'all know that's sex clothes.
It's probably some cum on his outfit somewhere.
Wow. I would still exchange clothes.
I would still do it.
Okay, you guys in the comments, would you exchange sex clothes? I know it's an extreme situation.
Under these circumstances.
Okay, yes. Season wants me to add that. Under the circumstances, would you exchange sex clothes? I
would exchange clothes even if it's not under the circumstance. Like, I would exchange them. If my homegirl really needed it, like, first of all, I'm not talking about a random that's down the hall or something. I'm talking about like my friend. I would definitely exchange clothes for sure.
I would go get you a t-shirt from the gift shop. I would go get you a t-shirt from the gift shop, and then I would go get you some clothes.
As well, that's very thoughtful.
It is thoughtful. That's what I'm saying. I'm a problem solver. Okay.
2 + 2 = 4, so that's 3 + 1.
We're gonna get there. One way or another.
Okay. not a lot of people are with y'all. Okay, let's see.
What the fuck,
MD
you guys?
Turp.
What is going
MD
on?
Turp is just laughing. Okay, Lori Janie. I'm gonna take that to mean you're not with it.
That looks like a thumbs up to me.
Lisa, I'm
That look
interpreting
like
that
a-
emoji as not with it. MD
That's
Turp.
them laughing.
That's a throw up face. I can see it. It's green.
Lori was definitely a throw up face. Trey Lovely says, "Yeah, I was thinking about that. The juices, not
But
with
the juice
it.
is not touching on y'all. They didn't exchange panties.
They're dry.
They're
Y'all
dry.
tripping.
Noma
I'm
Santo
saying-
says, "Hell no, I would never."
They are
Y'all
not
don't.
exchanging
If y'all hate black
drawers.
women, just say that, y'all.
Ooh, do not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jess Camp says, "Nah, gift shopping is thank you." Michelle says, "I go get a wrap or a t-shirt from a gift shop. Thank you. Thank you."
And
Krista is with y'all. Krista says extreme situations, and honestly, that would be
Thank you,
that would be a close
Krista.
friend.
Krista, you're a friend I'd like to have.
Michelle says, "Think about this part, and his smell will be all over." The 33
It's
says,
temporary.
"It's a no for me. I would bring. I would have been like, oh, do you need anything from your house? Whatever. Yeah." The Trey Lovely says, "Child, I can't fool that. I find spend some home."
I ain't kind of calling none of you motherfuckers.
No, y'all ain't no friend, man.
None of
What
you.
I need you to do is be like, bitch, I was out sucking and fucking, bring me some
But you're
clothes.
not thinking about that. Think about it. She found out her mom. She didn't know her mom had a stroke, right?
Yes.
She found out she was in there. This was all emergency situation. That's not you. She didn't even realize what she had on until Issa said something. So it was last minute. And
I know,
Issa
but
was
I'm just saying, I'm telling you guys for future reference, Lord willing, you'll never be in the situation. You need to give me a motherfucking head up, or something. Like, okay, let me go downstairs and go to the gift shop, and I'm gonna bring you a t-shirt, and then I'm gonna go to your house, and boom, we're gonna get you right over here. You know what I'm saying? It'll be an extra large t-shirt so that you can cover up that slit. But that outfit was hot though. It was a cute outfit.
I was gonna crack a joke, but Reese wouldn't take this joke.
No, so don't even do it. No.
Don't do it. Wait till we're not live, then do it.
I was gonna say, Reese, how you know you ain't wore some of my sex clothes?
I have not.
But
I know that.
She
Most of my clothes
like,
I'm popping tags on anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
pops tags.
I'm a tag popper.
Extra,
so
see, that's the thing. She's already distraught. She's already frustrated with her mom, and you gonna make her wait an extra hour for clothes? Come on, man. Slip that shirt off. Give me them pants.
So I guess we're bad friends. We're bad friends according to Season.
No, y'all not bad friends. Y'all are just very
different.
The hygienic
now, okay. So MD Terps, is this something that women do? Because I've never had to exchange sex clothes with a guy friend of mine. I don't think this is something that women do. I think that maybe Wait, have you done this before, Ash?
No, have I exchanged sex clothes?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel like I have. I just feel like it just feels right. Like I
not
have.
with me. It must have been another friend.
Now, S. Murphy says, "I would have went to the hospital after I changed." Now, I would not have I would not have waited. I wouldn't have gone home first. I would have gone and checked on my mama. But that would be an option too. Lori says she's already there. Yeah, she already been up there for X number of hours. So yeah. Michelle says my abs ain't ready for Molly's dress.
Me neither.
I would have looked like a
coochie would have been hanging out, but I would have wore my friend dress.
You would have wore it. You would have just been.
I would have been just looking crazy,
looking a mess. Molly's skinny, so maybe it felt comfortable to her. So I think we have a mostly audience with me. Woohoo for a change! I'm winning this. But I will say, I loved that whole scene. It definitely like lightened it up. Issa was like, "I look good," and I thought it was so funny how she said I look good, and she tried to tell Molly, "Oh, you look good too," and she ended up laughing because it's her clothes. So she's like, "Bitch, I can't even lie to you." You know what I'm saying? But Issa was feeling herself, and you know what? Shout out to Nathan, because Nathan saw Issa go into the hospital with a sweatshirt and some jeans and come out with a little Holstro outfit on, and he didn't even say nothing. He wasn't gonna bring it up. He just let her be great. Ashley, what was your reaction to just how Nathan was just like MVP this episode?
Here she
Lawrence
goes.
would have acted like a bitch right then. He would have said something stupid.
Mm.
Nathan handled it so beautiful. I love Nathan.
I like Nathan.
Oh my God, I love it. I love how he was. He really this was just so supportive of him. He didn't make things awkward for her. You know, he was there, take her where she needs to go. No complaints. Oh, I can't stand a complaining ass nigga. No complaints. Just went with the flow and enjoyed the moment. Like, you guys created a moment out of an emergency and actually got a little bit closer. So yeah, I love Nathan. I think he just, that's what we're talking about. When we want us a man, we want us a man like Nathan. That's sweet and kind and just available. Okay.
That has some of his traits.
Yeah.
That has his traits.
Yes.
Okay. Season. Let's rewind it. Okay, so we start off Nathan bringing in coffee. We're not going to score anybody's physical appearance here. We're just going to talk about the fact that Nathan came in with the coffee, and to me it just gave me like, oh, okay, so they've been having sleepovers, so this is cool. You know, I kind of always try to get a sense of how much time has passed in the show. So obviously they've been kind of hanging out, spending the night over each other's house more. But there was still some awkwardness, you know, with them. And
that's just Issa.
I know. It's awkward Black girl. It's Issa. It's insecure. But I think it always is, just for me, it's always striking. Just the way that there's like always this kind of eggshells moment. And I'm like, what point do people ever feel comfortable with their mate? Because like, I'm not the person who take me 2, 3, 4, 5 months to get comfortable with somebody. It's like, if I'm rocking with you till I'm not rocking with your ass anymore. But it ain't about to be on eggshells for X number of times. So, Season, what was just your reaction to just kind of like, oh, you're free, or should we hang, or, you know, just kind of that real like tiptoeing around, like, let's just fucking hang out. And you guys in the comments chime in.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I mean, y'all told me last week, like, they were dating when and it's like they starting from scratch all over again. Like, yeah, me, after that kiss overlooking the valley after the party, like, nigga, we on from here on out. If I want to see you, I'm gonna see you. If I want to stay, I'm gonna stay. Let's do lunch. Like, I mean, I just think, you know, I have to dismiss things at this point as it being Issa and her being awkward. Yeah. But Nathan seems like he's just all in, and it is cute. It is cute to see that. I mean, I know how it feels to be dating someone new and you're like, oh, do they like me? Am I getting on their nerves? Should I go home? You know, so to get that reassurance, like, nah, we could kick it, or you don't have to go, or let's hang out all day. And it's cute. Nathan definitely was cute. I
think like after like a week maybe of hanging out all day, every day, you give somebody like, well, if you want to go home or if you want some me time, but like not like every day we don't have this same awkward ass conversation. I did think it was funny, Ashley. And before I say that, let me actually go to some of these comments because I'm getting a little bit behind. Let's see. Team Nathan, yes, I the shot of this episode. He's the top to her pot, LOL. Fuck Lawrence. Okay,
Eric. Get there, girl. Keep it up. We're gonna get there.
S. Murphy says Nathan killed his mama. How to get away with murder? He showed
it. And wasn't he fucking his Asian sister?
No, he was trying to get with Oh,
that's right.
The black chick. I forget what her
name. Sound like some Shonda Rhimes bullshit.
Yeah, no, I don't think they were having a thing.
We will not have Shonda slander. Nope. Not on Beyonce internet.
Jessica says Nathan really had her back. Yes, ride or die for sure. Absolutely. Lori says it's annoying, probably about the awkwardness. Erica says I think they kind of fell for each other, love at first sight, but never got to go through it. I feel like they cultivated quite a relationship, and then he went ghost. So I still think there's some inconsistency in the plot line of this. Let's see. It was interesting to see a man sings at her house because most shows try to make the woman assert themselves in the guy's role. I couldn't really tell if it was Nathan's house or if it was her house, but because I remember her helping Nathan move into his place, and that place kind of looked like it was Nathan's place, but I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention because I thought that place was pretty light. It was like it was white, and I feel like Issa's bedroom is very dark, like lots of woods and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure she has a headboard. Let's see. Yeah, the exchange with Issa and Nathan was a bit strange in my opinion. I love awkward as Issa's thing, but it would annoy the hell out of me. Okay. Yes. Um Issa is just weird like that. Nathan sees past all of that. That was weird. Issa was freer when she met him the first time. Yeah, there seems to be something a little interesting going on. But speaking of, this is actually where I was gonna go. Next, Michelle says, Nathan brought up the Ferris wheel, hinting how different she was when they first met. That was my thing. I thought it was funny when she said, "Oh, we're taking this over this time," and he was like, "Oh yeah, because you don't usually fuck on a Ferris wheel on the second date." And she goes, "Ah," like I thought that was hilarious. What's going on, Ash? What do you think?
I think the awkwardness was warranted.
Okay,
because yes, they are going through this a second time. They fucked on a second date. They did as far as like being serious, right? Because they did try the first time, but they went really fast. This time, Issa's coming back as a different person because of Lawrence. And also, I feel like she is building up trust. So in that moment, it's kind of like, this is our first time really like being in this situation within this new relationship we're cultivating. I'm trying to take my time. I'm not trying to be too over eager. I want, to really make sure. So I think it was cute. I'm used to Issa being so awkward, but it felt on brand for the situation, for the relationship, and for her. It felt like
it's definitely on brand, but also totally not reasonable for people their age.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all too fucking old to be acting like this. But Trey says the moment was a bit strange. She didn't know where his headspace was when she started throwing those questions out, and he didn't answer. I was like, is he gonna leave her hanging like that? Yeah, I mean, the show was called Insecure, so I had to check myself. Like, it's literally to be insecure, because to me, I just don't have the motherfucking patience to be beating around the bush all the time and walking on eggshells. I just don't have that. That's not my life. Okay.
Yeah. Same.
Karina says this final season is dragging and only 5 episodes left. I'm probably the only one who feels this way. I've rewatched every season of Insecure, but don't feel the same excitement for season 5 so far. I think I'm gonna disagree, because I actually feel like we've covered a lot so far. I mean, Lawrence has had his baby. We fast forwarded over a year. Like, Issa has her business on the ground, but on the other hand, there's still a lot that's up in the air. Like, Molly has no path to any relationship. And, Lawrence keeps rearing his head. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Okay. S. Murphy agrees that he thinks that was Nathan's place. Okay. Let me see. She was struggling. I was like, help her. Oh, that's true. Erica says his house. Otherwise she would have changed her fuck clothes. Right. Okay. S. Murphy is with, Karina on the show lagging. Okay. Now let's talk about so Issa goes to meet Molly, then she meets up again with Nathan. They walk the dog. Okay, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the dog thing, aside from just Black trauma, right? Like, if somebody fucks you up, I'm gonna fuck you up even more. I feel like we've all heard that as Black people, like, you know. So we gotta stop with that kind of shit, But what I did thought was so great was the conversation that Issa had with her mom. I absolutely love Wendy Raquel Robinson. She steals every scene. I just think she is so fantastic. I love everything that she's in. Season, your reaction to, of course, they all kind of felt some kind of way, reached out to their parents. But your reaction to just Issa's mom and the whole 8-week Christian book club, your reaction to that part.
It's funny because the other day my mom you remember mom texted us that scripture, and I'm like, what is this?
Oh, she did.
I don't want this shit every morning.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how random our parents can be sometimes. But
You know, mom
honestly,
actually told me one time, she was like, "Can you shout out or can you have?" Because she asked me to the next time I get to host Clay Kane show on Sirius XM Urban View, she was like, "Can you have the sister circle on there?" And I was like,
no,
why would I do
ma'am, don't
that?"
nobody want to do that.
Moms have weird shit going on. I was like, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. No shade to that, but I'm like, why would I do that? That's weird. That's a weird question that's a weird request to make of me. But anyway, it just reminded me of that, like, what? Why would I? No, I'm not gonna have a sister circle. I'm not gonna have a Christian niche like group on on like national radio. Like, what the hell? Why would I do that?
I know, Mom. Don't be offended if you watch this, but I was like, "Ooh, unsubscribe, unsubscribe." I don't want this every morning.
No, just text stop. Okay, okay.
No, but anyways, like honestly, Issa's scene with her mom last season, that was my favorite scene of the whole season when she just fell into her mama's arms and started crying, girl. So yes, I love her relationship with her mom. Today was the first time I ever heard her bring up her dad. I was like, really? Okay, I've never heard Issa talk about her dad.
Yeah.
Her parents were married and all that stuff. So you just the character development on this fucking show, it drives me nuts. Like why do we know more about Molly's relationship with her mother than we do about Issa's relationship with her mother, you know? So
yeah,
I'm with you. Wendy Raquel Robinson, she's definitely a scene stealer. I love the scene. I would be that kind of mom, like, hold on, let me see who you with. Let me get
exactly. I love that part. Like, let me get a closer look at you there, baby.
Right. So I thought that was really cute. And Nathan was like, yeah, I'm her boyfriend. What's up? I loved it.
Okay, I love that. Ash, what did you think, you
God.
guys, in the comments when she said, yeah, I'm her boyfriend? I mean, what were you thinking about that part?
It just reminded me of my mama. My mom, she has done that plenty of times, but she don't do it with just boyfriends. She do it with friends. Who are you with at this moment? Let me see them. What's their name? Who's their parents? You know, like they just are so protective, and I love it. I mean, it's annoying when it's in the moment, but it's like I would miss that about my mom if she didn't just like be nosy and want to know everything, you know. So yes, and Nathan saying that he's her boyfriend. That was cute. I was getting it because, oh my God, first of all, I love the fact that she didn't have to ask him. He came out and said it, right? And he stated like with confidence who I am. Yes, that's me. Like he chose that title. And then even her little like smile, she was trying not to smile big, but she gave a little it was a very cute scene.
Very cute.
Yeah.
But you know, wait, Jessica says, I have a Frenchie and I was triggered when they lost the dog. I know. I'm not a dog person, so but I'm empathetic. Now I thought this is something that I picked up on. I want you guys to see if you tell me if you picked up on it. When Issa was talking about her mom and how she's been all over the place since divorcing her dad, and Nathan was like, and she was like, what are you trying to say? That reminds me of my husband, because my husband, it will you to death. He'll give you a look. He won't say it, but he will and then I'll be filling in the blank. I'm like, oh, so you're trying to tell me that I'm just like my mama? Like I just did it, you know? So I put the words in his mouth, but he'll be like, I ain't say nothing. But it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, to your point, season about character development, it sounds like Issa's a chip off the old block, right? Yeah. So but S. Murphy says, yes, Nathan was like, I'm ready to claim Issa. And Issa was like, well, you didn't have to do that. And he was like, no, that's fine. So I just think we get these mixed messages about where their relationship is. Like on the one hand, they're like, okay, you brought a boyfriend and girlfriend. On the other hand, you're like, oh, I don't know. Should we go to lunch? Or I guess, you know, like it's weird. They're all over the place, except for the fact that clearly they like each other. So that is consistent. I love that with Nathan, he just let Issa know he's all in. But he did leave her hanging. He did leave her hanging a little bit. I'm going to get to that, but let me go to the comments. I like that Nathan said it. The look on Issa's face. Yes, I love Nathan. When the mama asked who it was, he popped out without a hesitation. Saying he's her boyfriend. I was so happy. That was so cute. I loved it. It was such a cute moment. But when Issa said, "Oh, what did she say?" She said something about like, "Oh, you get me. You're so patient with me. That's why I love you." And she was like, she made it look like, "Oops, I didn't mean to say that." But they kissed, and it was a very tender moment. But he ain't say nothing back. I mean, what was your take on that, Ash? That he didn't really repeat that in the comments. You guys let me know. Like, what do you take from that?
I mean, I think it's okay if one person is ready and the other person isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they don't reciprocate it back doesn't necessarily mean that they don't. It just means that they may not be ready to take it to that serious level, or they just may not be ready to say it. And it's like, just because you feel this way does not mean, that person has to feel that same way right now too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it was sweet that she said it, that it came out, because that's what she was feeling in that moment. That was her emotion in that moment. But for him not to say it, I don't think that's a bad thing. Cause I mean, I just said I was your man 2 minutes ago, bro. Like, this is pretty quick, so
Yeah.
I think it was okay. I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I don't think that it was bad, but I wonder, like, I mean, I guess maybe they're gonna lead up to that moment,
Mm-hmm.
or is maybe he's being a little bit more guarded when it comes to taking that extra step. Season, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I didn't feel like he left her hanging. I kind of felt like she might have misspoke or meant to say that's what I love about you or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
something. But I don't feel like he left her hanging. He gave her a hug. He gave her a little look like, you know what you just said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I don't think it was anything wrong. She didn't come out and say, Nathan, I love you. And he just was
yeah,
like,
yeah. It can
that's
be
what's up.
interpreted a number of ways. I
Yeah, I
agree
didn't
with
think he
it.
left her hanging. I thought it was, cute.
Erica says Nathan may have been abused growing up, maybe from his story. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Krista says I would want him to say it just to be polite. Absolutely, I agree. Um, Michelle says I think Nathan is already there. I think he was just letting Issa breathe after being so vulnerable. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. Letting her breathe.
Oh,
That's a
that's cute.
girl. I like.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
need a
use
man that lets
that.
me
Yeah,
breathe.
just let the moment
Oh,
breathe. Okay,
let
if you,
me
I'm gonna let you
breathe.
breathe.
I'm gonna just let
Okay.
you breathe.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna let you
let you
take it
breathe right
in.
now.
I'm gonna let you marinate on it.
Yeah,
Yes,
go on
that is a
and go on and
very nice way to say
inhale
it.
real quick. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you,
you know,
Michelle.
waited to exhale. The bitch was exhaling in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Hello. So there you go. Yes, I like that. MD Terp says definitely Team Nathan. Okay. Now here's where I have an issue. I have an issue because
Just
Issa
breathe, girl. Breathe.
Issa be fucking up, and I'm probably gonna end on Molly and well, I don't know. Maybe let me circle back to Issa fucking up potentially. We don't know yet. So Molly and Issa, they're on the right track again. Let's just talk a little bit more about Molly and her feeling of kind of inadequacy, like she's letting her mom down because she's not married or she doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
kids. Um, and in some ways, her mom has kind of made her feel that way, right? Because she's like trying to push off any random guy on her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she's justified in feeling that? I mean, do you think it's coming from her mom or do you think it's coming from herself? Because so far this season, she's really gotten away from putting that pressure on herself, but it just seems like it just came rushing back. Ashley, what's your take on that?
Okay, so I definitely sympathize with Molly when it comes to being at this age, not having kids, not being married, having a mom, that, would be a great grandmother, right? But fortunately, my mom does not put pressure on me at all about having kids. She does not bring it up. She don't ask me about it.
Yeah.
She really respects the life that I've chosen. So
Mm.
for Molly to have that feeling, I think it really does stem from her mom putting pressure on her.
Yeah.
Because I don't think about it. Like when that happened, when Molly said that, I thought, okay, girl, this is because your mama been asking you about kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is really because the pressure has been on you. You feel like you letting your mama down because that's what she's been asking for. So I it's just unfortunate when you have moms that really put that pressure on you when you already got everybody else putting that pressure on you, asking you, do you even want kids? As if
Oh
like
my
something is
God.
wrong with you. And it's like, bro, you don't know what I've been through to sit here and just ask me some ignorant ass question like that. Like, leave me alone, basically. So to have that when I walk out the door, and then to have that from my mom, who I'm supposed to be able to come cry to about it, it's like it's just really unfortunate. Like, that's a terrible thing to do to your daughter, in my eyes.
And I think Issa really kind of nailed it when she said, shit's going to happen when it happens.
Yeah.
We really don't have control over it. I mean, some of us are blessed, lucky, whatever way you want to characterize it with. I think there are things that we could do to set ourselves up a little bit better. Like, somebody ain't going to just fall out the sky, but I mean, generally speaking, like, we don't know when it's going to be our turn. And that doesn't make us inadequate in the meantime. And if it never happens, also doesn't make us inadequate. I think we have to come to a position where we quit judging women in particular, because I don't think if a man never has a child, it's not the same thing. Or a man doesn't get married, it's not the same thing. He could be at 55 on Ready to Love and like, okay, he's a good catch. But I think we have to start valuing the multifacets of women's lives, and that being enough for people to feel like you got it going on, you doing good, you know what I'm saying? But Season, what I did want to bring up though is just the fact that the good thing out of all of that is the takeaway of like, you know what, I need to be more present in the lives of my family members, answer the phone when people call me and things like that. So I mean, Season, what do you think about just at least that side of just stepping up in terms of valuing your loved ones while they're here and taking that initiative with them?
I definitely think that's important. And I mean, whenever there's a illness or death in the family, people always start to reevaluate everything. They may not necessarily make the changes, but they definitely think about it. So I think as far as Molly is concerned, clearly she's an overachiever. You need a special personality type to get through law school and things of that nature. So I think Molly is her own worst critic, and she was just hitting that stride of being happy with where she is and like, feeling good, and then bam, this happens, and now you got to reevaluate. So I don't know, I think she would do a good job at kind of deflecting what her parents were saying. Like, y'all worried about me, but what about what y'all finna do with y'all will and estate planning? Like she kept the party rolling or whatever. But I think Molly is her. All of us tend to be our own worst critic, and when that little voice, when someone's little voice starts to creep in, or there's a major event in our lives that really just makes us think about like, oh, what could I be doing differently? Or should I reevaluate and get, should I change my goals? I got this now. Maybe I should be focusing more on it. I just think, that's just so normal for us in our age group. And
absolutely.
But hopefully she gets back to that point where she is feeling good about herself. She got that pep talk from Issa. Her mom is going to be on a long road for recovery, so she's definitely going to be a part of that. So I think Molly's going to be fine. Hopefully we get some good closure on her before the series wraps out. But I think
you mean in terms of where she ends up ultimately?
But it sounds like she's really not going to have any choice but to be involved with her family and answer the phone and be present. And it just sucks that it takes stuff like this for that to happen.
True. Trey Lovely Big blog says it's definitely her mom. Her mom keeps talking about when she's going to settle down right. S. Murphy says, my parents already know I am not the one for loving kids. They got 2 grandchildren.
Dang.
Like, go that way. Michelle says, my dad passed. I felt bad I didn't have kids. My kids wouldn't know their grandfather. It's painful. My parents don't put pressure on me, but you think about it when that generation passes. Yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss, Michelle. And I know it's I think about like, oh my God, I just, and it's terrible because I just gave this whole lecture about how we have to think about all the great things that people can achieve. But then there's part of me that's like, I just want to be around long enough to see my daughter have kids and get married. So I'm full of shit too. Because I want to see that. Because I'm like, shit, if this bitch has kids as late as my motherfucking ass did, goddamn, I just hope I'm still alive. But
Yeah.
I want it, but I cherish every step. It's not just that I'm just not looking,
Yeah.
30 plus years down.
It
I'm
ain't, I
looking
ain't
at
saying she gotta get pregnant at 16. We don't want that
no,
soon. We okay.
I look forward to her walking on her own and graduating from college. I look forward to that shit, just okay, be clear. Let's see. But yeah, the last thing I want to say just on Molly, then I'm gonna wrap it up with one more thing about Issa is, I thought it was very interesting when she got the call from work how she still wouldn't let go. Like if that wasn't, it's so crazy to me how you're recalibrating in these other aspects and you still not, it's not clicking that maybe you need to recalibrate a little bit at work, because the guy gave her an out, said this person is
Yeah.
still available to do it, I just need to know now. She should have taken that. And I think that is something that Black women, we need to give ourselves grace when it comes to our careers and our jobs, to take personal time. If you got something going on, even if you don't want to be transparent about it, take the out, take the opportunity when somebody says, okay, somebody else can do it. Don't be shamed into thinking like, well, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. No, put your family first. Ashley, what was just your reaction to just her? Was it just her being a control freak? Is it her being, an overachiever like Season said? I mean, what do you think is why she didn't like just say, yeah, have Felicia do it?
I think it was more so like she doesn't want Felicia to take her spot. Like that competitive spirit that most lawyers have of like,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stay, I gotta be available. A man wouldn't take off. Being a woman in such a high position, it comes with that pressure of I can't give this work to anybody else. I can't look like I can't handle it all because I'm under a microscope. They looking at me to have this work. If I hand it off to her, it may. So I looked at it from that angle, of I got to keep my spot at work. I got to keep business rolling. But at the same time, it was really disappointing to see that she didn't ask for the help. Because that's
Yeah.
another thing that Black women have a problem with. We don't ask for help all the time. We want to do everything because, well, one, if we do it, we know it's going to be done right.
Well, that is
And
true.
so it's that, but it's also we take on all this responsibility. It's like we have to take the time to ask for help. So for
Yeah.
her, it just really reminded me, like, girl, do not get like Molly and get so overwhelmed and not ask for help or take the help when you need it. So that's the lesson I took from that. Ask for
Yeah.
help.
I am a work life balance kind of bitch, okay? I am a boundaries kind of motherfucker. I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do, and I ain't
Yeah.
gonna fucking do it, period. But I'm not like overachiever when it comes to work. Work is a paycheck. It's a
Yeah.
career. I enjoy my job, but I ain't about to sacrifice too much over it.
Yeah.
Krista says, trying to balance everything. I definitely wasn't taught to give things away so you can care for yourself. Self
Mm-hmm.
care is not just a buzzword. It's a necessity. It's rational behavior to prioritize yourself over anything else.
Yeah. It can be anything.
Season, what do you think just about the fact that number one, Molly just refuses to establish any kind of boundaries or balance in her career. She's always like, even remember with Andrew, she was rushing to the airport because she had to go in and do X, Y, and Z. Like, is that self-inflicted, stress that she's putting on her, or do you think that she really doesn't have much of a choice?
I just think again it goes into her being an overachiever and her critic and knowing, no, feeling like she can handle things. I mean, I was a little I was a little bit disappointed when she didn't pass off her work to her coworker. But then I was like, then in the following scenes where it was kind of like her being in denial about her mom's condition and how bad things really were, it was like, okay, maybe she just really doesn't understand the severity of what's going on and what can happen as a result of a stroke. So I kind of was waiting for that scene where she called her job up or kind of just was like, damn, I can't do all this right now. We didn't get that scene. Hopefully that is something that she does, but I just think, she's an overachiever. She thinks she can handle it. And, she doesn't really have much going on in her personal life. she's just been riding the wave. So I really think she thought she can handle it, but hopefully now she sees that she can't, and gets some work-life balance, and also takes care of herself during this time, because her family, she's stepped up. She's saying, hey, I'm gonna run this. So she has to figure it out with work.
Right. Trey Lovely says, agreed. She's just trying to keep her position. Those folks in the office could easily flip on her and tell her she's overwhelmed and can't manage her workload. She doesn't want to be demoted. But I think that's where being transparent about stuff, you'd be surprised at how much empathy people have for you if you're just honest about it. I mean, people can't be empathetic or sympathetic to you or be accommodating to you if you don't tell people what the hell is going on. I understand why it's personal, but just say I'm dealing with personal things a lot different than, hey, my mom had a stroke and she's in the fucking hospital comatose. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a huge difference between those two statements. And so we have to step up to the plate. I know maybe not comatose, not the right word. She was unconscious. We have to assert ourselves in order for people to be accommodating to us. People aren't going to be accommodating just because you're a nice person without you telling them what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Jess Kev says, I really wish Molly passed that assignment off. She's literally in the hospital with her unconscious mother. Girl, pass that shit off. And to Susan's point, yeah, she might have just been in denial about it, but girl, get a grip. Please get a grip. Yeah. Okay. Last thing. So, of course, here we go again with the Lawrence sighting at the end of the episode. So Issa goes to get some coffee or whatever she was going to get. And she sees Condola or Condola. How do you say her name? Is it Condola? I think it's Condola. Condola. Or is it? No, I think it's Condola. Anyway, she sees Condola. Ooh, Condola was looking mighty refreshed. She was looking a lot better in that scene. Her hair was cute.
I like her hair.
Yeah, I loved her hair. Her hair was popping in that scene. And then she sees Lawrence. Now, and she's just, doing the typical Issa, like, froze face, and they kind of see each other a little bit. And she, does her awkward walk off. And I'm just like, ugh, Issa, don't fucking do this. Like, don't do this. You just had a great day with Nathan. Your life is mostly on track. Like, do not be fucking distracted by Lawrence. Remember, you broke up with fucking Lawrence. So, Ashley, your reaction. Oh, Corinna says it's Condola. Right?
Okay.
Did I still say that wrong? Or Condola? I don't know.
A woman.
Okay. Lawrence is like a boomerang. He won't go. Oh my gosh. Yes. Ashley, what do you make of Issa's thing? I mean, part of it is natural, right? You're gonna be a little shook, but like, what was your take on that whole scene?
Lawrence is like genital warts to me. Like, wow. Didn't I just bust you? Shouldn't you be gone? Why are you still coming around?
Warts. Come on.
I'm just saying he's so.
Well, maybe like a pimple. You pop the pimple and it has a scar.
Your genital
warts. Okay, we're gonna stick with the genital warts.
You gonna stick with the okay? She's sticking.
And I'm gonna stick beside her analogy. Yes, because I can't fucking stand Lawrence. This is the thing. So he was standing there with Condola. Issa saw. I would have absolutely been shocked too, because of course you're not expecting to see him and his whole family. So that would stop me in my tracks for sure. Because it's the first time I'm seeing it, right? Like, she's never seen them as a family together anywhere. She wasn't at Tiffany's
right. Birthday.
Yeah. She, so she definitely is in shock. That made sense. Yes. I'm glad that Condola didn't see her. Condola was able to stay in that moment with the baby and not worry about it. But Lawrence just looked like he fucked up. The shock on his face was worth it. Because it's like, look at what you fucking lost, my nigga. You sitting here I'm glad he's there with his baby. He's finally become a present father, we think, right? So it's just, we don't know for sure. He was there for one doctor appointment. He wasn't there for the baby birth, so. But I'm glad that I feel like Issa saw him and was like, I made a good choice. I don't think that she is going to back. I didn't see the preview. Is she going back in the preview?
No, but I'm just saying, even without the preview, you thought that face meant I dodged a bullet. That's what you thought? Because MD
I
Terp
am
says
praying that
Issa
Faye
is
Smith.
clearly still not over that man. She should not have been that shook.
I would have been shook. Seeing it for the first time.
But you
Y'all
think,
with
yeah, okay. Season, your take on it. Do you think that she looked like I made the good choice? Because that wasn't my interpretation, but I'm curious to what you thought.
I think she was shocked to see them and see them together and see this baby. I mean,
Yeah, because they really zoomed in on Elijah.
And that baby is so cute.
So cute. Such a cute baby.
I mean, even me, my little messy ass, if I come across a picture of one of my exes, which I'm just saying hypothetically because I don't have any.
Period.
If I come across an ex page and he married all of a sudden or he got a baby, I'm gonna be looking like, oh, look at that. She ugly. She got braids at her wedding. What's this all about?
Edges. Yes.
You know, I'm gonna go to fuck in. I'm gonna look though. I'm gonna look for sure. But I mean, I would just think common sense would. I mean, I would just hope like if I ran into an ex and he with his baby mama and child, nothing in my brain would say, "Oh, I need to call him," or "I miss him." Like, girl, you see what you would be signing up for if you even think about
be a stepmama
again. Like, is that what? Do you want to insert yourself in that scene you just saw? So I'm hoping that nothing comes of it, and she just is like, "Oh, damn, he legit has a whole ass life that he has to deal with and be completely present for." And I don't need that. I just lost my best friend's dog.
I was about to say that. Like, bitch can't even keep up with a dog that was on a leash.
Dog, baby,
the dog was on a leash. And she's still on.
And she got a man, y'all. She got a man.
And she has a man. And that was my concern. That was my concern. Trey Lovely says, Condola. I suck at names. You know, I'm gonna make a confession because CJ, my husband always talks about how bad I mess people's names up. He says I say Idris Elba is supposed to be Idris. I say people's names wrong.
You say what? Idris?
Idris. I say Idris, and apparently it's Idris. I just fuck people's names up. And so you know the new movie King Richard. I don't know why every time I see King Richard, I want to say King Richard. And I'm like, I know it's not. I know it's not Richard. But mentally, I see King Richard, and then no, bitch, it's King Richard. Okay, so I just have an issue with that. But anyway, Condola. We're going to say Condola. I was looking nice. I think it's Condola. Condola was looking nice. I hated that deer in headlight shtick. She needs to move past Lawrence already. Enough with that man. Why she got to be all up a moth to an open flame with that dude? I don't motherfucking get it at all. Okay.
They had to have a scene with her seeing the whole family. Like that had to happen.
No reasonable woman would be like, "Oh, I need to get that back. I missed that. Who would do that?
I know a few.
Krista says, look, she looked hurt like, damn, that could have been me. But could it have really? I mean, they weren't trying to have a baby. I mean, I think they were just barely getting back together. S. Murphy says, Issa better stay with Nathan. Lawrence got a lot going on. Too much motherfucking baggage, okay?
Yes. Oh.
Michelle says, if she expected to build a future with Lawrence, then she sees him with the family. I think seeing reality was drawing to her. That would be the logical reaction of like, it's over, it's done, this is real, moving the fuck along. But in the preview, now we're moving on, we're done with the show. It shows,
Lawrence gave that look like, I gotta get in her phone again. She looked happy.
Lawrence is always fucking doing this shit with Issa, and so Issa blurts out, hey, or stop, or wait, or some shit like that. I'm like, fucking Issa, you couldn't just
really did that
preview.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Okay, you're right, Season. Okay, so Season doesn't think she really did it, so maybe she just did it in her head, and then that's not really what happened. Okay, we're gonna go with that.
If she did that shit, y'all, I'm sorry.
You done?
That's the last episode. I can't do it.
No.
The preview. Tell me what happened in the preview.
In the previews, instead of her walking down the hall and walking past them, she stops and she's like, "Hey."
I think she says wait as they're walking into the room.
Yeah, and y'all, I don't have time for this shit. Like I already don't give a fuck for Issa in her acting in these whack ass storylines and no character development. So if I have to sit and watch her fuck up this relationship that's going great with Nathan over Lawrence, I'm going to be livid. I might begrudgingly continue to watch the show just because I'm here, but I will fucking rip my TV off my wall. I'm sick of it. I cannot do this, you guys.
Yeah, I'm
would write a Karen letter to HBO and say that the
I
show
know
needs to be
it's time to get the Karen on. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're gonna all stage a coup on the fucking finale or some shit. Like, I am not remotely interested in them building us up for now. This is what the second or third fucking episode with Issa and Nathan. Only turn around and go back on your same bullshit with fucking Lawrence, who has a whole ass baby. Like, don't fucking do that. I don't want to fucking see it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I would be irate. I would be pissed. And we would just spend the whole fucking next week raging. So you're just giving you a preview. If she sits up there and she fucks this up with Nathan behind Lawrence, then we're going to be trashing the fuck out of the episode next week. Okay?
I appreciate it, Ashley. I don't want no wig though, baby.
Let's see. Jess Kev says Issa needs to leave Lawrence alone. Yes, leave each other alone. Shit. Karina says my ex just told me he's getting married while knowing I have a strained heart from blood clots and out of the hospital a little over a week. I think that cruelty was the point, feeling Issa's pain. Oh, Karina. Well, we're glad that you're out the hospital and hopefully you have a full recovery. And fuck yo ex, man. Fuck that punk ass bitch ass
bitch is ugly. Okay.
Fuck him and his fiance, that raggedy ass bitch. She ain't got shit on you. Okay. Right. Girl, fuck him. Who the fuck is he? Punk ass motherfucker.
That nigga dick don't even work.
He a bitch. We should have fucking did that shit. That you deserve better, girl.
I know.
We don't even know him, but fuck him.
Tell your ex this shit.
Fuck that motherfucker, girl. Shit.
We got your back, Karina.
Yeah, we cussing him out for it.
I had an ex. He used to tell me every 6 months. Now I don't have. This is hypothetically speaking because I don't have no exes.
Yeah, if you were to have had an ex.
If I were to have an ex, this man he would tell me like every 6 months he was getting married, and then when he finally got married, girl, I ran through them damn wedding pictures, and it was like orange extension cords going up the damn altar. Her dress was toe up. The dress was white, her shoes was off-white. I was like, this is a mess. You should have just kept this wedding to yourself.
This is what you bragging on?
This is it. This is what you've been building up to me for 2 years. This is terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Read them wedding pictures for filth. If it
is girl. Yeah, exactly.
Send it to Black Women View so we can read.
Yeah, give them to us. We'll tear them apart for
it. We'll cuss them out. We'll dog them out. Okay, Karina says, and I'm still single, but Issa got a good man, so she should not go back to us. She got a good man, Savannah. Okay, but listen, Black says Issa don't love Nathan. No, she loves things about him, but she's not in love. They need a whole new man for her. No. We're team Nathan.
You gotta start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I know people want you to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You got a guy who you got chemistry with. You done fucked the motherfucker on the second day. Y'all had it going on until he ghosted you, came back, apologetic, got his meds under control. Y'all been good ever since. He's played the friend role. You know what I'm saying? Even when you got with your dude who went and had a whole ass baby on you, he was still playing cool. You know what I'm saying? Being supportive of your business and shit, letting you run out the back of his shop. He did all this shit. He been gassing her up, you know what I'm saying? Building her confidence and shit. Down one of them for her, let her take the lead. Now she done took the lead and been like, yeah, I don't want to just be friends. And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. I don't want to be friends either. Y'all been sitting up there sucking and fucking and having breakfast in bed and shit. He helping you out with your motherfucking lost for best friend's dog. And you mean to tell me that you take one look at Lawrence and now you should, girl? Fuck out of here. So I think that she needs to figure it out with Nathan. You don't need a whole new motherfucker. Definitely not Issa. What other dude is gonna come in and do all this shit that I just laid out for Issa? Not nary one. Not nary one. Because before Nathan and before she got back with Lawrence again, guess what? She was fucking TSA Bay. And I ain't got a problem with that. That was cool. She was getting her back blown out. TSA Bay has a nice sense of humor. But all I'm saying is Nathan is cool people. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, the trolls is coming out today. Look at Miss Daisy B, honey.
Daisy B. Oh my gosh. I think black women in America love unstable men. Nathan is unstable. Lawrence is a top tier guy.
What you look like, Daisy? Come on.
Okay,
Lawrence
Daisy.
is a top tier guy. Okay.
He's a top tier guy.
Baby, I don't win.
Listen, Daisy, aka Kevin Samuels. You ain't gotta hide, bro. Come on. Come on.
Now, Black Marquis says, I think she can go back with the other dark skinned dude that she was messing with. You were talking about Daniel? Remember, she was sleeping on Daniel's couch. He was fucking somebody else in the bedroom. You talking about that?
Wow,
Daniel?
this is too much. This is
okay. Nathan is definitely a better match than Daniel. Skeet in her eye, fucking a bitch in the bedroom while Issa was laying on the couch. That Daniel. Come on now. Come on.
You
come
might
on.
as well
come on.
just say she should go get with the TSA guy because he got a good government job.
Yeah. I love you, Black Marquis, but I'm not with you on this one. I'm not with you on this one. But anyway, so the preview was really just the whole, we don't know if it's a we're not gonna acknowledge Daisy anymore. Okay. We're not gonna acknowledge. We got Lawrence Hive in the building. We're not doing that. Okay.
She must not know how many losers make six figures. Cause
we're not doing Daisy. We're not doing Daisy or Kevin Samuels or whoever. What they call them? High value men, high quality men.
High value men.
Yeah, they are a dime a dozen. Okay. Anyway, so the previews. Krishan is back.
Oh, I don't even. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So next week might be some shit talking. But anyways, all right, y'all. We've gone on long enough. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're not doing Daisy, Kevin Samuels being. We're Team Nathan over here. Hopefully, Issa get her shit together. Hopefully, Molly get her shit together.
Where's that other dude that say we don't like black men? Where he at? Because we're talking real high of.
Oh, somebody came back as Daisy's. Yeah, that's the other person. Whoever.
Oh, yeah. Good night, CA.
Good night, whoever. Don't like it. We're not doing that. Anyway, all right, y'all. Next week we'll be back. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay,
so basically Daisy African.
So Daisy says, I'm black, but from another country. We think differently. I guess that's why we don't end up bitter single baby mamas. So the one who has a single baby mama is a higher tier man than the guy who doesn't. Bitch, your wires is crossed, Daisy. Right. Anyways, good night. Toodaloo. Tune in next week. Bye. Bye, Karina. Bye, MD Turb. Bye, everybody.
From the three unstable baby mamas. Good night.
Okay, baby mamas out.
Peace out.